The Bible is full of stories, but even more, it's full of life lessons and timeless wisdom. Here, we've brought you the top 10 business lessons you can learn from it. Practical, actionable insights for becoming and staying successful. These aren't feel-good quotes for a coffee mug. They're real strategies used by kings, queens, and everyday people from thousands of years ago. Strategies you can apply to your own work, studies, relationships, and personal projects. We're counting down from number 10 all the way to the ultimate number 1. So let's get started. At number 10, stay grounded after success. Pride is the silent killer. King Uzziah, in the book of Chronicles, took the throne at just 16 years old and reigned for over 50 years. His early rule was golden. He built fortified cities, strengthened the army with cutting-edge weapons for the time, and boosted agriculture until Judah was thriving like never before. His fame spread far and wide, and he became a symbol of prosperity and security. But with all that success came arrogance. One day, Uzziah decided the rules didn't apply to him. He entered the temple to burn incense, a sacred duty reserved only for priests. 80 priests confronted him, begging him to stop. Instead of humbling himself, he became enraged. And then, in an instant, leprosy broke out on his forehead. It was the end of his public life, forcing him into isolation until he died. His downfall wasn't bad luck. It was a direct result of letting pride take the driver's seat. In business and in life, success can make you think you're invincible. But the moment you believe the rules no longer apply to you, your downfall is already in motion. Stay humble, even at your peak. At number 9, protect your reputation. One bad move can undo everything. Warren Buffett famously said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." The Bible taught this long before Buffett. In the book of Joshua, after the miraculous fall of Jericho, the Israelites were commanded that all valuables belonged to the communal treasury. But one man, Achan, decided to take a beautiful robe, some silver and gold, hiding them in his tent. The next battle at the small city of Ai should have been an easy win. Instead, Israel suffered an embarrassing defeat. The cause? God revealed that someone had violated the command. Achan's secret greed had brought shame and loss on the entire community. When the truth came out, his punishment was swift and severe. This wasn't just about stealing. It was about breaking trust. In life, one dishonest act can undo years of credibility and achievement. Guard your reputation like your most valuable asset, because once it's gone, it's almost impossible to get back. If this resonates, tap the like button. It helps more people discover these lessons. At number 8, value every contribution. In the book of Samuel, King David faced a crisis. Amalekite raiders had burned the city of Ziklag and carried off everyone's families and possessions. David's men were devastated. Some were too exhausted to join the rescue mission and stayed behind to guard supplies. When David and his fighters returned victorious, they brought back everything, plus extra plunder. But a group of soldiers argued those who stayed behind shouldn't get any of the spoils. They didn't fight. David stood firm. Those who guarded the camp played just as vital a role as those on the battlefield. He made it a law in Israel that everyone shared equally in the reward. The lesson? Success isn't just built by the people on the front lines, it's also built by those working behind the scenes. Recognize and reward every role, because loyalty and teamwork come from feeling valued. At number 7, lead with respect. Culture starts with you. In the book of Ruth, Boaz was a wealthy landowner during harvest season. Ruth, a Moabite widow, came to his fields to gather leftover grain, a right given to the poor. Boaz noticed her, and instead of ignoring her or allowing his workers to push her aside, he approached her with kindness. He told her she would be safe in his fields, gave her water, and even instructed his workers to drop extra stalks for her to collect. Boaz created a culture of respect and generosity. Over time, this kindness blossomed into a love story. Boaz and Ruth married, and from their descendants came none other than King David. Boaz's approach reminds us the way you treat the least powerful people in your sphere sets the tone for everything. Respect isn't just kindness, it's leadership. At number 6, negotiate smart, then pivot when the game changes. In Genesis, Jacob agreed to work for his uncle Laban, who was known to be a swindler, in exchange for the spotted and speckled livestock as payment. It looked like Jacob got the short end of the deal, but then Laban kept changing the terms, trying to cheat him further. Instead of quitting, Jacob pivoted. He used selective breeding techniques to ensure the strongest animals in the flock were his, multiplying his share until he became extremely wealthy. This wasn't luck. It was the combination of sharp negotiation and the ability to adapt when the environment shifted. When you face someone who plays dirty, you can still win by staying clever, adaptable, and strategic. At number 5, patience can be a power move. Napoleon said, "The right man in the right place at the right time can accomplish anything." In the book of Esther, the Jewish people were under threat of extermination by Haman's plot. Queen Esther had access to the king, but she didn't rush in with accusations. Instead, she invited the king and Haman to 2 private banquets. By the second banquet, curiosity and tension had built to the perfect point. When Esther revealed the truth, the king was outraged, and Haman's downfall was immediate. Esther's patience wasn't hesitation. It was strategy. In life, waiting for the right moment can be more powerful than acting fast. If you're learning something new today, hit subscribe. There's more wisdom ahead. At number 4, build partnerships that multiply results. King Solomon in the book of Kings dreamed of building the temple in Jerusalem and expanding trade. He partnered with King Hiram of Tyre, gaining access to Lebanon's prized cedar wood, skilled craftsmen, and sea trade routes. In exchange, Solomon sent gold, wheat, and olive oil. The partnership created prosperity for both kingdoms and achieved projects neither could have done alone. The right partnership can transform your capacity and open doors you could never unlock on your own. At number 3, make agreements clear and public. In Genesis, Sarah died, and Abraham needed a burial place. He approached Ephron the Hittite, who offered him the cave of Machpelah for free. But Abraham insisted on paying full price in front of witnesses. Ephron, in a sly move, named a huge figure, 400 silver shekels, a recognized international currency at the time, adding, "Between you and me, what's that?" Abraham paid without hesitation. Because the transaction was public and documented, the ownership was undisputed for generations. The lesson? Never rely on vague promises. Clarity and transparency protect your interests for the long haul. At number 2, delegate to grow. After the Exodus, Moses was teaching the laws of Sinai to the Israelites. Since he had learned them directly from God, he felt responsible for answering every single question himself. But the workload was overwhelming. His father-in-law Jethro told him, "You'll wear yourself out." And the people too. Moses listened, appointing capable leaders over thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. This freed him to focus on the biggest issues while empowering others to lead. Whether you're running a team or just managing your own life, you can't do it all yourself. Delegate. It's not a weakness, it's the only way to grow. At number 1, prepare for hard times while times are good. In Genesis, Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream as a warning. 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all Egypt's resources. During the good years, Joseph stored grain in massive quantities. When famine came, Egypt had enough not only for its own people, but to sell to neighboring nations. This made Egypt incredibly wealthy and solidified Joseph's position. His preparation didn't just save lives, it multiplied his wealth and Pharaoh's power. The principle is timeless. When you're in a season of success, that's the moment to prepare for challenges ahead. So there you have it. 10 timeless business lessons straight from the Bible. Stay humble like Uzziah should have. Protect integrity like Achan failed to. Appreciate all contributions like David. Lead with respect like Boaz. Negotiate and pivot like Jacob. Time your moves like Esther. Partner like Solomon. Secure agreements like Abraham. Delegate like Moses. And plan like Joseph. These lessons aren't just history. They're a personal playbook for thriving in work, relationships, and life. Apply them with intention, and you'll not only succeed, but leave a lasting impact. If you enjoyed this, like and share it, and drop a comment with a business lesson you've learned from the Bible or from your own experience.